Oh, Bagnaia up the inside now of Marc Marquez. They're all piling past him.
He doesn't have the feeling, that confidence to push right at the start on fresh tyres with a full fuel tank.
I lose a lot of time in the first laps because when the tyre is new, I don't know, I'm not ready to ride the bike. I don't feel well.
Yeah, the behavior changed at the beginning of the race and the end of the race for sure, and in some tracks change a lot. The weight of the tank is more or less 16 kilos and the end of the race is zero, near zero. So higher mass means less performance, less acceleration, is also less deceleration on braking. The other thing is that the center of mass changes. So higher weight on the tank means that you are struggling to stop the bike, also because the weight transfer is increased, and so you have less weight on the rear and more on the front. For this reason, some riders can have more problems to stop the bike with this at the beginning of the race.
Depends on the track, but in some tracks you feel a drop on the fuel, so you can brake a bit later. In the long brakings, you feel also a big drop on the rear tire.
When everybody have a good tire performance, they can use that kind of extra advantage, but I'm struggling to have it. We need to understand why.
And the other big thing that changes is the performance, especially of the rear tire. At the beginning of the race, usually the front and rear tire are not on the correct temperature. So depending on the track, you need 2 to 5 laps to get the correct temperature. End of the race, you lose performance because you can have the tire that is at high temperature, but also you have a lot of wear on it. This depending on the track and depending on which rear tire you choose. If you are in some very demanding track and you put a soft tire on the rear, then for sure at the end of the race you can lose 2 seconds easily.
When the track is quite demanding on the tires, you need to be very careful in the first part and just try to push a little bit more and more lap by laps.
The riders in MotoGP can affect the performance much more than the bike. And maybe this is why it's so good to see this sport. They can change the riding style, braking and accelerating in a different way, trying not to push a lot on the tires when the tires are used. Another thing is to use the tire in a good way throughout the race, so not to abuse of it at the beginning of the race, trying to keep the wear under control. These are the major aspects between the start and the end of the race.